In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness covered the surface of the watery depths, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the surface of the waters. Then God said, "Let there be light." And there was light.
And it was good. Hey guys, it's Alicia and Chris here to do the kids lesson.
Hey guys.
We miss you guys, and we hope that you are digging into your Bible, guys. Boys and girls, I hope that you are taking this time to just spend some time with God every single day. Even though you can't go and see your friends or do all these things, you always can spend time with God and in your Bible. So I encourage you to do that, especially this week. So, speaking of reading the Bible, go get your Bible if you don't have it and race back. Okay, you must be back. Chris is going to read from Genesis chapter 12. Remember, those are the big numbers. Verses 1 through 3. Those are the little numbers.
The Lord said to Abram, "Go out from your land, your relatives, and your father's house, to the land that I will show you. I will make you into a great nation. I will bless you. I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you. I will curse those who treat you with contempt, and all the peoples on earth will be blessed through you."
Okay, so we are going to do a review of Genesis. We're going to go through the entire first book that we learned, and we're going to answer some questions. Now, some of you might already know the answer to these questions, but keep listening because you might learn something new. Number 1, who is God? 2, why can we trust God? 3, does God keep his promises? So, to answer these questions, we're going to go back, and I mean way back, to the very beginning of creation. God created the world, so he's our creator, and it was good. And then he created Adam and Eve, and it was so good. And I mean, when God says something good, it is really good. He loved his creation. He walked with them in the Garden of Eden. He spent time with Adam and Eve. He loved them. And the world was perfect until sin entered the world. And sin entered the world when Adam and Eve disobeyed God and ate the fruit. Do you guys remember that lesson? When sin came into the world, death and destruction soon followed. And even more serious, separation from God. This sin and separation from God is shown throughout the entire Bible, and we learned about it from many different people. One of these people that we learned about was Noah. We learned that Noah loved God, but the people around him sinned so much that God wanted to destroy the whole world with a flood. So God told Noah to build an ark, and he saved his family and 2 of each animal. Well, it didn't stop then. People just kept sinning after Noah. They tried to build a tower in the city of Babel to reach the heavens, but God confused their language, and it made them spread throughout all the nations. Then we learned about a man named Job. He suffered terribly. He lost his wife, his kids, his friends, his health, his animals, but Job trusted God because God is faithful. Now, Mr. Chris is going to teach you more about God's faithfulness, even when people continue to sin.
So even throughout all this period when people were sinning and the world was still broken, God still had a plan to rescue the world. And one of the first parts of that plan was a promise he made to a man named Abram. And you might remember his other name, Abraham. And God didn't just make any old promise to Abraham. It was a very serious promise. And do you remember the word for a very serious promise in the Bible? What's that? Yes, it's a covenant. God made a covenant with Abraham. And remember how God told Abraham to sacrifice the animals and cut them in two? Well, God was saying that this promise is so serious that he would be willing to die like those animals before he would break that promise. That's because God is so good and he is so faithful that he always keeps his promises. So what was the promise? He told Abraham that he would bless the whole world through his family. That's what we read in the reading earlier in Genesis 12, verse 3. And the rest of the book of Genesis shows how God continued to keep his promise even when Abraham's family kept disobeying him. No matter what, God remained faithful. In fact, God was so faithful that one day he would send his own son, Jesus, to die on the cross so he could keep his promise to Abraham. Now, I hope you are listening because Mrs. Alicia is going to go over those big picture questions.
You guys ready? Okay. 1. Who is God? God is our creator. Did you get that one right? God's a lot of things, but one of the things God is a creator. 2. Why can we trust God? Because God is faithful, just like with Job. 3. Does God keep his promises? Yes! God always keeps his promises. So guys, I encourage you to get into your Bible. If you feel lonely, you can always reach out to us. We'll be happy to FaceTime with you. I know it's really hard right now, and I don't get to see your cute little faces, but be encouraged and stay in the Word. We love you.
We love you guys. Bye.